Alright guys, so as you guys know, tomorrow is January 23rd, 2021, and guess what guys, the first pay-per-view of 2021 at UFC 7, Poirier vs. McGregor 2. This fight card only has 11 fights on it, which is a little bit weird. Usually pay-per-views have 13, 14, even 15 fights on the fight card, but this pay-per-view at UFC 7 only has 11 fights, with Conor McGregor taking on Dustin Poirier in the main event. We have Dan Hooker and Michael Chandler, Jessica Ai and Joanne Calderwood, Amanda Ribas, and Marina Rodriguez, Andrew Sanchez, and Mahmoud Muradov. It was supposed to be Arman Tsarukyan and Nasser Hakparas, but now it is Arman Tsarukyan and Matt Favola. We have Brad Tavares and Antonio Carlos Jr. We have Juliana Pena and Sarah McMahon, Khalil Roundtree and Marcin Progno and Movsar Evloev and Nick Linson in the first fight of the night. We have Amir Albazi and Zhalgas Zhumagulov. And guys, that fight is basically a 50-50 fight. The odds for Zhalgas are -110. The odds for Amir Albazi is also -110. So a 50-50 fight there for these two flyweight fighters. But guys, Zhalgas Zhumagulov, in my opinion, is going to win the fight. I think his wrestling defense will keep the fight on the feet because Amir Albazi is going to want to keep the fight to the ground, where he definitely has a grappling advantage and the wrestling advantage, but Zhalgas Zhumagulov definitely has some pretty good takedown defense, and his striking is definitely, in my opinion, better than Amir Albazi. I don't think either fighter can get a knockout on the feet. The fight could go to the ground at times in this fight because Amir Albazi is going to go for a lot of takedowns in the fight, but if the fight is on the feet, which I think it will, I do think that Zhalgas will win the fight. So this is a 50-50 fight according to the odds, but I am going to be going with Zhalgas to win the fight. So basically what I'm saying is if you do not feel confident in either Zhalgas or Amir Albazi to win the fight, personally, I feel confident that Zhalgas will win the fight by decision, but if you guys do not feel confident in one of these two guys winning the fight by decision, by submission, by knockout, whatever you guys think is going to happen, if you guys do not feel confident, just stay away from the fight. You need to feel confident in one of these two guys to make a straight bet. Definitely do not put Zhalgas or Amir Albazi in a parlay. There's no way I'm going to do that. That is way too risky. But guys, the next fight on the fight card is Movsar Evloev and Nick Linson. Guys, Movsar Evloev used to be an amazing parlay piece on this fight card. The odds early on were at -350, -400, somewhere around that range. But guess what, guys? The odds have shifted so much. And now Movsar Evloev is a -550, -600 favorite. I mean, that was way too big of a favorite. He started at -350, -400, and went all the way up to -600. So early on, when he was at that -350, -400, that would have been a perfect place to put him in a parlay with some of the other guys on this fight card. But now that he's at -600, honestly, just stay away from the fight. Alright guys, so the next fight on the list is Khalil Roundtree versus Marcin Progno, and Khalil Roundtree is a -330 moderate favorite to win the fight. Marcin Progno is at +300 as a moderate underdog to win the fight. And guys, Khalil Roundtree, I am telling you guys right now, is gonna get the knockout in this fight. I mean, Marcin Progno has the weakest chin I have ever seen. This dude has gotten knocked out in the past 3 fights. Every single one of those knockouts happening in the very first round. Khalil Roundtree has amazing power as well. So I would not be surprised if Khalil Roundtree goes out there and gets a knockout in the first round. Even if he does not get the knockout in the first round, it could go to the second and the third. Either way, Khalil is winning this fight 100%. So I would put Khalil in a nice parlay with some other guys on this list. But the next fight on the list is Juliana Pena and Sarah McMahon. And Juliana Pena is at +115. Sarah McMahon is at -125. And this fight, in my opinion, is a 50-50 fight. And guys, when you have a 50-50 fight where one of the fighters is an underdog like Juliana Pena is at +115, in my opinion, you put a straight bet on Juliana Pena as the underdog because there's been times where Juliana Pena was the favorite to win the fight, a very slight favorite, but Sarah McMahon right now is a very slight favorite. And guys, these odds have been going back and forth for the past couple of weeks, and guys, in my opinion, I'm just gonna say it right now, this is a 50-50 fight, and when you have an underdog in a 50-50 fight, you bet on that fight. So 100%, I put a small bet, a small straight bet on Juliana Pena to win the fight at +115, +110. Anywhere in the underdogs, I put Juliana Pena on a small straight bet. Alright guys, so the next fight on the list is also a very close fight with Brad Tavares and Antonio Carlos Jr. Brad Tavares is at -110. Antonio Carlos Jr. is at +110. In my opinion, I do think that Brad Tavares has the advantage in the fight. His striking is so good, and he has very good takedown defense to keep the fight on the feet and win the fight most likely by decision or first round knockout. So 100% at -115, -110, anywhere in that range, I would 100% put a small straight bet on Brad Tavares, just like you'd put a small straight bet on Juliana Pena. Alright guys, so the next fight on the list has a humongous -700 favorite in Arman Tsarukyan Matt Favola at plus 530. I mean, Arman Tsarukyan is a humongous favorite on the fight. That is absolutely insane. But 100%, I have Arman Tsarukyan winning the fight, but minus 700 just seems like a little bit too much. If those odds can get down to minus 600, minus 550, even down to minus 500, 100% put him in a parlay with Amanda Ribas, put him in a parlay with Conor McGregor. I mean, that would be an amazing pick for Arman Tsarukyan at minus 500 and below. But guys, the next fight on the list is a middleweight fight with Magomedov and Andrew Sanchez. And guys, I'm going to tell you guys right now, you kind of missed the perfect odds for this fight. Just a couple of days ago, they had Magomedov at minus 125 as a slight favorite on the fight. Now, he's at minus 150, so you kind of missed out on some of the amazing odds early on. But even now, at minus 150, I still might consider putting a little bit extra money on Magomedov to win the fight because his striking is absolutely insane. He has 16 knockouts in his pro MMA career. His wrestling defense is pretty good against a wrestler like Andrew Sanchez, so I 100% have Magomedov winning the fight. But a couple of days ago was a perfect time to put a bet. But guys, to be honest, at minus 150, you kind of missed the perfect odds for the fight. So honestly, at this point, I just say stay away from the fight. Alright guys, so the next fight on the list, we have a women's strawweight fight with Amanda Ribas and Marina Rodriguez. Amanda Ribas is at minus 310. Marina Rodriguez is at plus 250. Guys, I am telling you guys right now, if you guys can get Amanda Ribas below minus 300, maybe you're on minus 290, minus 280, somewhere around that range, 100% put Amanda Ribas in a parlay with Magomedov, put her in a parlay with Arman Tsarukyan, put her in a parlay with Movsar Evloev, put her in a parlay with Khalil Rountree. So guys, I 100% think that Amanda Ribas is a perfect parlay piece for this fight card. And guys, the next fight on the list is also another 50-50 fight with Jessica Ai and Joanne Calderwood, minus 111 for both fighters. And guys, as I said before with Amir Abazi and Zhalgas Magulov, you only bet on a 50-50 fight if you feel confident in one of the fighters, and I 100% feel confident in Joanne Calderwood to win the fight. She is so much better striking than Jessica Ai, and I 100% have her win the fight by unanimous decision. So if you guys feel confident in Joanne Calderwood winning the fight, 100% put a straight bet on Joanne Calderwood. Alright guys, so the next fight on the list is the co-main event with Dan Hooker and Michael Chandler. And guys, I am going to tell you guys right now, Dan Hooker has the reach advantage, he has the height advantage, he has the elbows, amazing knees, he has a really good takedown defense. So 100% I have Dan Hooker win the fight, and right now the odds for the fight have Dan Hooker at minus 140, minus 145, somewhere around that range. Michael Chandler at plus 130, plus 120, somewhere around that range. 100% I have Dan Hooker winning the fight. So if you guys can put Dan Hooker in a parlay with Conor McGregor, put him in a parlay with Amanda Ribas, put him in a parlay with Arman Tsarukyan, put him in a parlay with Khalil Rountree, just put him in a parlay with one of those fighters. So yeah, basically what I'm saying, just put Dan Hooker in a parlay. Alright guys, so we have finally reached the main event of the evening, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Conor McGregor, the minus 300 moderate favorite to win the fight. Dustin Poirier is currently sitting on plus 230 as the moderate underdog to win the fight. So 100% I obviously have Conor McGregor winning the fight, and guys, he could possibly get a first round knockout, a second round knockout, even win the fight by decision. His takedown defense has been looking really good. His striking obviously has been looking very good. He has been known to have been training in the orthodox stance, so that would be another weapon to use on Dustin Poirier in the fight. So 100% I have Conor McGregor winning the fight. And guys, if I were you, I would not put Conor McGregor in a straight bet. I'd put him in a parlay with Movsar Evloev, Khalil Rountree. I put him in a parlay with Brad Tavares, Arman Tsarukyan, Magomedov, Amanda Ribas, even Dan Hooker. I mean, there's so many amazing parlays. But guys, the parlay that I'll be using is Conor McGregor at minus 300, Dan Hooker at minus 140, and then Magomedov at minus 140 as well. And guess what the odds are for that parlay? Plus 300. Those are some amazing odds. If all three of those guys win their fights on Saturday, you will literally make 3 times whatever you bet on that parlay. I think that's an amazing parlay. So make sure to use that parlay if you guys wish to do so. But guys, that is it for the video. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you guys don't miss when I post a new video. That is it for the video. I'm out of here.